All right, so look, we played for you what the president said, and we see that he is coming for revenge, he is coming to judge, he is coming for a reckoning. Now, here's the question. What does that do for the state of the race? Does it intensify those who support him, as we have seen in the polls? And at the same time, does it create an opportunity for those who would oppose him? Scott Jennings is back, bringing Angela Rye and April Ryan. Scott Jennings is back because we disagree on an issue, but that doesn't mean we don't like each other. We disagree with decency. We have the conversation, and it's good to have them. Yeah, you may take a poke at me if we were in the same room, but we're not, so it's all good. All right, April Ryan, you were in the room where it happened today. What was the experience like in terms of the effect on the audience of the president's words?
Well, the president used words bullshit as well as the words sucker. It was surreal because earlier in the morning he was at a prayer breakfast and he was angry, but he was in a celebratory mood, thanking everyone and regaling about how all of this happened over 3 years ago. And the crowd gave him extended ovations, but there were two names that the president omitted that were deafening to me, the silence of these names, Mick Mulvaney and Rudy Giuliani. He did not thank either one, and I did not see Giuliani in the room, nor Mick Mulvaney. So today was a victory lap for the president, but there's still something going on. The president almost seemed like he was trying to relitigate this to get people to believe him that he was innocent, and he kept saying he's done nothing wrong.
Oh, yeah. So, Angela, here's the question for you. His numbers get a little bit of a bump up through this most difficult period of the impeachment trial. Let's take that as a suggestion of significant, if not unique, resolve of those in the Republican Party to see him succeed. What does that do to the challenge of trying to replace him with a Democrat?
Well, I think it goes right to the heart of what has been the problem of Democrat strategy, and that is to say that they're going to go hard after voters that they lost in 2016. Trying to go and cut into the Republican base is not a good strategy. What is a good strategy is to realize that what's gone is gone and to buckle down and get the people who have long been your base, and that is Black and brown voters. That is newer voters, young voters, registering new folks, ensuring that folks who have been disenfranchised and are returning citizens can vote. But to try to go and turn Trump voters who, as we just saw in the last segment with your hypothetical ask to Scott, is highly problematic. Morals be damned. That is not what drives Donald Trump's voting base. It is bigotry. It is fear. It is judges who have lifetime appointments that may be pro-life, but they want to kill off everyone else. There are civil rights. Folks, they want to ensure the death penalty continues to exist. All of these other things that fly in the face of morality and what I believe is a social justice gospel, which is the one for the God that I serve, who is also Jesus Christ.
Right. Look, and I get it. And Scott, I see a roll in your eyes. You don't agree, but they don't agree with you that Democrats want abortion as an ATM.
I don't agree with being called a kill a baby. I don't agree. I don't agree with being called a bigot for being a conservative Republican. No, you're right. You're 100% right. You did. You said Trump supporters are motivated by bigotry. That is exactly what you said. That's your word, not mine.
I'm big and bold enough to say Scott is a bigot if that's what I think. That's not what I said. So don't put words in my mouth. You've been doing a good job of doing that to Pete Buttigieg and even to Chris Cuomo, but not today.
You said it. I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you. You used the word bigotry.
Scott, let me ask you this.
He rolls his eyes all the time.
Hold on a second.
I'm fine with that.
Listen, Scott, I know what she said. I know what she said. I don't let people call people bigots on here. I don't have bigots on. She was talking about Trump voters and an aspect of them that she believes that's why the message resonates. I don't have to explain Angela. She does well for herself. What I'm asking you to explain is this. Is it part of the calculus politically that what the president is saying doesn't just rev you guys up, but revs up people who don't like that kind of talk? The divisive talk and the idea of being vengeful and separating people. Are you worried about him stoking not just his people, but the Democrats?
Well, my view of the Democrat opposition to President Trump is that it has been fairly consistent since the beginning. I mean, if you look at his numbers, there's been a steady, mid-40s that disapprove of him, and obviously, according to the polling on impeachment, want to even throw him out of office. And so I'm not actually sure that it would be possible for him to make them go any further than they already want to go, which is to impeach and convict the president. So I would anticipate them voting against the president. What I think he has to do is a couple of things. Number one, I think there are millions of people in this country who are not registered to vote, but might be inclined to vote for him if they were registered. So that's number one. Number two, I do think he has room to run with the African-American community. I think he has room to run with the Hispanic community farther than the previous Republican presidents did. And I also think, look, if he were to improve his numbers by 4 to 5 points among female voters, he's probably a lock for re-election. So I think those are the kinds of things he's going to be focused on. And incumbent presidents have the time and resources to do that. And I think that's what they're doing.
Right. How many of your friends out there, April Ryan, are feeling the suggestion?
Not. Zero. Goose egg. And I'm going to tell you why. If there was a chance for that, the State of the Union really turned a lot of people off.
Right.
One, the main issue, and don't get me wrong, we never wish any ill on anyone who is sick or dying or has cancer. But for him, in front of the nation, to pander for black votes and then give Rush Limbaugh the highest medal a president can give, Rush Limbaugh is a bigot. Rush Limbaugh is racist. Rush Limbaugh was a birther. And for him to do that, and he could have given not only gold stars to the Tuskegee Airmen, he could have also given him that Presidential Medal of Freedom. Yeah. This president goes from Charlottesville to S-hole nations to giving the Medal of Freedom to the whole world to Rush Limbaugh. That is a big contradiction. That's hypocrisy. The black vote is too precious, and there is a lot to lose and a lot at stake at this moment.
All right, I'm out of time. Thank you very much, Angela Rye, April Ryan, Scott Jennings. Appreciate it.